In 1961, Marvin Pickering, a high school science teacher in Illinois, penned a letter to the local newspaper. This was no ordinary letter. Pickering's words were a scathing critique of the school board's handling of proposed tax increases, questioning their priorities and transparency. His letter ignited a firestorm. The board, deeming his actions detrimental to school operations, dismissed him from his position. Pickering refused to accept his dismissal quietly. He argued that his right to free speech, as guaranteed by the First Amendment, had been violated. The case, Pickering v. Board of Education, began its journey through the legal system. The local court, siding with the school board, upheld Pickering's dismissal. The Illinois Supreme Court affirmed this decision, leaving Pickering with a single recourse, the United States Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's decision in this case would have far-reaching implications for the First Amendment rights of public employees, particularly teachers. Pickering's case represented a crucial test of the balance between a teacher's right to speak out on matters of public concern and a school board's interest in maintaining order and efficiency within the educational system. The nation watched as the highest court in the land prepared to weigh in on this pivotal case. In 1968, the Supreme Court issued its landmark ruling in Pickering v. Board of Education. In an 8-1 decision, the court overturned the lower court rulings, siding with Marvin Pickering. The court's decision was a resounding victory for teachers' First Amendment rights. Justice Marshall, writing for the majority, articulated a crucial distinction. He acknowledged the state's legitimate interest in regulating the speech of its employees. However, Marshall argued that teachers, as citizens in a democratic society, do not relinquish their First Amendment rights at the schoolhouse gate. The court recognized the importance of open debate on matters of public concern, particularly those directly impacting public education. The court emphasized that Pickering's letter, while critical, did not contain false statements made with reckless disregard for the truth. The court also noted that the letter did not disrupt school operations or Pickering's teaching duties. This balancing test, weighing the teacher's right to free speech against the state's interest in an effective and efficient educational system, became known as the Pickering test. It has since served as the cornerstone for evaluating the free speech rights of public employees. Pickering v. Board of Education stands as a landmark case, not just for teachers, but for all public employees. It affirmed the principle that public employees do not forfeit their constitutional rights upon accepting government employment. The Pickering balancing test provides a framework for courts to assess the permissible limits of restrictions on public employee speech. This decision has been particularly impactful in the field of special education. Teachers advocating for the unique needs of students with disabilities often find themselves at odds with school administrators or policies. Pickering provides crucial legal protection for these teachers, enabling them to voice concerns and advocate for their students without fear of reprisal. Teachers, empowered by Pickering, have challenged inadequate resources, discriminatory practices, and the denial of students' rights under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. Pickering also provides a shield for whistleblowers who expose wrongdoing or neglect within the special education system. By safeguarding teachers' rights to speak out on matters of public concern, Pickering helps ensure that the educational needs of all students, including those with disabilities, are met. The digital age has ushered in new challenges and complexities in the application of the Pickering precedent. Social media platforms and online forums have become important spaces for teachers to engage in public discourse about education. However, these online spaces also blur the lines between private and public speech, raising questions about the applicability of Pickering's protections. Courts are grappling with how to apply the Pickering balancing test in cases involving teachers' online speech. Issues such as the intended audience of a social media post, the context in which it was made, and the potential for disruption within the school environment are all factors that courts must consider. Despite these challenges, the core principles of Pickering remain as relevant as ever. Teachers today continue to rely on its protections to advocate for their students, challenge unjust policies, and expose wrongdoing within the education system. As technology continues to evolve, The courts will play a crucial role in adapting the Pickering precedent to ensure that teachers' free speech rights are safeguarded in the digital age.